Welcome back to another Wartales video. I'm a little bit excited. Woke up this morning and there was a new patch that had been released with a bunch of additional stuff that had been included. So just want to make a quick video to cover a few of the things that have changed and yeah, take people through if they don't want to read the patch notes. Though I will also include a link to the patch notes below for those that prefer reading instead of watching. Okay, cool. We're going to jump straight in. The first thing that you'll notice pretty much as soon as you start the game, I'm not really choosing any sort of party in particular here, is that we have a new save mode. This is one that I am super excited about. Free means that you can save it as many times as you want, have multiple save slots going. Iron Man mode, you've only got the one save slot. And they remove options like return to the last village that you did have in both the free and the normal versions. So Iron Men mode is definitely something you're going to see me playing. I may not make an entire video series. I think this one will be sort of more just for me having fun on the side, but we'll see how we go. All right, so if we choose Iron Man, we do have to create a save file right from the word go. And then the customization section. Okay, cool. So now when you actually start your party, you have a lot of choice around, naming them, changing them, gender, a few different choices around skin tones, that kind of stuff. Apparently, once you select facial hair, you can't then get rid of facial hair, so you can't send someone back to being hairless as such there. Wonder if I switch it back to a woman and then a man. Oh, look, there we go. We can get rid of it just by switching genders again. And you get to choose your starting loadout. So you can choose whether you want them to be a little bit more tanky or two-handed straight off the bat. And you can choose their starting utility skill as well, which is awesome. I mean, it's going to make it so that you don't have to re-roll your party hoping for particular skills, that kind of thing. We can do that for all of our people. I think, I'll probably start with doing things like naming one of my characters, because I always like doing that and choosing who I'm going to be in the party. And you've got the pony back here who you can rename, but you obviously can't change anything else on them. So it's really, really cool. I love that you've got some extra customization at the beginning of the run. So in addition to customization and the new save modes that they've got, they have changed a few other things around the game. So level scaling has received a bit of a rebalance. So the enemy parties shouldn't start stacking up as quickly. Now, haven't played around with that too much yet, obviously, and it might be something that you notice a little bit more late into the game rather than early in the game. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to jump out of this group just because I think a few of the other changes will be easy to show you on a group that have been around for a little while. So I'll start up my team that I use for testing purposes. And they have changed things like recruits in taverns now refreshing. So instead of the same 3 people sitting in a tavern forever, those people now change. Unfortunately, it does seem like there's still a few little bugs. So this icon here seems to be something to do with the Legion final quest in Corsia. I can see these dudes running around but frozen in place. Anyway, we'll see what happens with them. Okay, so recruits in the tavern will now rotate. They rotate every 24 hours in game. So every day that passes, these guys will switch people. Which I think is really cool. So it means that you're going to be able to recruit the party that you want that little bit more easily. They have reworked happiness. So happiness is now no longer something that you have to balance every rest. It is instead a cumulative thing. And so if you are paying your wages, feeding your people, and winning battles, you should now no longer have any problem with happiness at all, which is awesome. So it's no longer linked to the size of your party. This is actually a really, really cool change because what it means is that you can have as big a party as you want without needing to try to stuff around with, stoic traits and that kind of stuff. And it's going to be a really nice change. So it's much simpler. You pretty much don't have to think about happiness anymore as you rest. And so look, we're on 5 at the moment, and if we head into a rest, we do have some wages to pay, and we've obviously got plenty of food in our stash as well. We should be able to rest and increase our happiness. So companions assigned around the campfire still provide extra happiness. So putting them around there does increase your happiness faster. And you can now also see one other change that they've made. So you now need a significant amount more food to feed your party. However, they have improved the amount of food that is provided as well. So venison skewers, this one for instance, used to provide 3 food, now it provides 6. I used to have to feed my party 30 food, I now have to provide them 60. Overall, there's just a little bit more granularity with how the food works. So cured meat, it hasn't doubled in how much food it feeds per person, but you get more of it per rest using your meat drying rack. So for 2 animal carcasses, I now get 10 cured meat. Overall, just trying to do the maths in my head there, I think cured meat has gone slightly down in value, but it's still the best way to carry around a lot of food without taking up too much weight, too much carry weight. Meals and, the feast kind of meals have gone up to 14 food, so they've doubled as well. So most things have doubled. Cured meat's gone down slightly in value, and alcohol has gone down slightly in value. So drinking a bottle of wine now is no longer as valuable as eating some meat, which I think is a sensible change in-game kind of lore. So let's go ahead and feed our people a bunch of stuff and pay our wages, and we'll see what happens to our happiness. Boom. Our happiness has increased by +4, mainly because we've got extra people assigned to the campfire, and our happiness is now at 9. So as we keep resting and keep feeding our people, our happiness keeps going up, and we are now, or soon, going to be eligible for extra bonuses. So previously, if your happiness was above 0, you got nothing for it. It was absolutely useless to be above 0. Now, as your happiness goes up to 7, you get an extra valor point to spend in battle, or an extra maximum valor point, and you get at 15 an extra 15% combat experience. So it's a pretty good incentive to try to keep your party happy, because more experience, faster leveling, and bigger party. So it all works very well together. Overall, the food change doesn't seem too bad. I mean, most of it being doubled is cool. I don't mind having a little bit more granularity there, though I think it does mean you have to click a little bit more. So, and you can't shift or control click to add more. I kind of hope that's something that they fix, just because if I do want to feed people on cured meat, I'd prefer not to have to click 60 times. So we will see how we go there. Okay, there have been a couple of minor changes to things around the camp. So you can now actually assign people to the cooking pot. Now, who is my chef? I cannot actually remember who my chef is in this campaign. Elengia. Okay, one of my pikemen. And where are you standing, pikeman? You're carrying a spear. There you go. So if I assign my cook to my campsite, you'll actually see that my food requirements decrease. Now, 2 food overall is pretty small. I'm not too sure whether that's going to be increased or not. Obviously, the larger your party, the smaller the difference that makes. But it's still, a nice little bonus just to have a cook assigned there. Now, I don't think you can assign someone who is not a cook to the cooking pot. And of course, you cannot have multiple cooking pots. You can just have the one. So it's a nice little reduction anyway. The other addition is at the workshop or at the workbench, you can assign a tinker. And my tinker is probably my tinker is me. There you go. And by assigning the tinker there, you actually get some free tools every time you rest as well. Again, it's a small bonus, but cumulatively over time, those tools will save you money and allow you to repair some more gear on the run as well, which is great. There's a bunch of other changes around the world. One of them that they've talked about is being able to evade generic fights by spending resources. So I kind of want to see if we can find a generic fight and see what that looks like, because I haven't tested that out yet. So let's just run into a forest where there are normally wolves and boars and things like that. We've got a quest over there. That is probably not a generic fight, so I'm just going to skip it for now. We've got a bit of a guard fight over here. Let's see. If we do want to attack, doesn't look like we have any kind of skip option there, so let's leave that one. There are a bunch of other little changes to things like castles. I don't know if you noticed the tavern. Did we go into the tavern in town just there? They have added a new tavern in Tiltrin. Sorry, not Tiltrin, in Arthas. Distract. Okay, so I can... alright, so it's not an auto-resolve. I can instead just sort of run away. I can throw some of my meat on the ground and then leave the fight if I don't want to take it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. Does mean that if there's some wolves I encounter that I don't want to fight, I can just ditch a little bit and then run. Awesome. All right, cool. So look, that pretty much covers a lot of the changes. Happiness rework, additions to the camp, a bit of a food rework. As I said, level scaling, though I can't comment too much on that because I feel like you're going to need to do a bit of a playthrough to see how it feels. Castles, some of the castles around the place now have their main castle plus a little bit extra. Maybe we can go check that out quickly as well. They've updated a few rewards, fixed some of the bugs that were existing. So Septelle's quest, which was one of the ones that was definitely causing people some issues. It was a bit of a showstopper. They have fixed up, and so you now get given a little bit more information before you accept the quest. And I think you only have to kill 2 guard patrols instead of 3 or 4, so it should be a little easier to achieve as well. Just having a quick look to see if there's anything else while we wander towards this castle. They say that there are new sounds have been added, some new animations have been added. I'm curious whether that means more kill animations. I really like those. And a few other little fixes with skills and things. So knife throw used to engage people. Here we go, cool. So in Countlight's castle, we also have the forge. Does this just look like the Stromcap one? Oh no, it's different. Nice. And we can talk to the main blacksmith here. He's got the same sort of options. Nothing too new there. What does this courtroom look like now? Okay, they've just removed the Captain Hosters. I actually thought I got rid of this guy during this There we go. We're at 100. Might have to check this out. Possibly a little bug there, because I'm pretty sure I had already done this mission, this quest. Okay, well, look, that's a bit of a wrap. Check it out. And no, there is one more thing I had not talked about. Wages scaling. So, very quickly, we have a level 3 brute. His wages are 20. We have a level 5 brute here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. And their wages are only 23. Okay, I feel like wage scaling is maybe not a thing in a save game. I will have to investigate more. But they say that wages scale more with party size, so it's easier to manage at low levels and harder to manage at high levels. Well, we will investigate. Okay, enjoy the patch. That is CAG, over and out.